Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So I really wanted to make sure that I did an affordable kind of festive or New Year's or party makeup look for you guys, as well as the previous look that I did. I also kind of wanted to give you a different option. I did poll you guys to see what you wanted to see as far as a festive makeup look, and the gold glitter look won. So this was the runner-up, which is the glowy bronzy makeup look, which is kind of easier to do, definitely quicker, a little bit less kind of, you know, daunting, and it's much easier as well. And literally every single thing on my face, from brows to lips to mascara, everything added together is going to be less than £100, and that is full price. So if you take advantage of a few 3 for 2s, etc., then this is going to cost you less than probably about £80 altogether for the entire full face of makeup, and it is all really good products. So if you want to know what I used and how I got this makeup look, please keep watching. Okay, so to prime my lids, I'm going in with my Makeup Revolution concealer. It's just gonna give me a nice even base to work with without using an extra special product. Gotta save the coins. I'm really sorry for my voice, by the way. I've got yet another cold, and I may actually have to switch over to doing like a voiceover depending on how it holds up, because the struggle is real. So I'm just going to set that down with some of my RCMA powder, new colour powder. So for eyeshadow, I'm going to be using the Soph by Revolution original eyeshadow palette. She's got another one now, but this is the original one, and I'm going to start off with this shade right up here as a like transition-y type of shade in my crease. Just going to be using my Sigma E40 to blend this in the crease. This is an amazing value and quality affordable palette. Probably the only drugstore like of this price, excluding sort of Morphe, which are a little more pricey. This is by far the best eyeshadow formula and palette, cohesive palette that you can get numerous looks from for a tenner. Absolutely amazing. Really nice blendable shadows, loads of like good combinations to be had in here. A really good affordable palette, and there are tons of like transition shades for every skin tone in here, like all different looks. You've got pinks, golds, reds, oranges, lots of neutrals, just everything you could want really. So on my Morphe M441, I'm going to now dip into this cool tone brown on the bottom row, using just a small amount to like deepen up the crease. And I'm going to go back into that same cool tone brown, but this time I'm going to be using my Zoeva 225 because it's just a denser brush. Put a more concentrated pop of that colour in the crease. It's also got quite a nice sort of flat side to it, so it's really nice for sort of packing in that outer corner. But yeah, you don't want to use it if you're looking for sort of a lighter application. This is for like sort of packing colour on. I want this to be smoky, but you can see I'm not bringing the darker shades too far into my inner corner because I want to keep that area a little bit lighter. And I'm going back into that original crease shade and just giving everything a little blendy-wendy. And now I'm going to take my blank canvas E42 and I'm going to go into the black in the palette and really concentrate this on the outer part of the eye. This is such a good black for such an affordable palette. It really packs the punch. Now remember, it doesn't matter if you come out too far here or too low down, because we can easily clean that up because we have left our skin till after eyes. That's why I always do that. And I'm going to use some of that cool tone brown just to blend that in with. I don't want it to be too dark. Kind of want a mixture between those two shades basically. Want them to blend really nicely together because I do want a really nice smoky eye. And I'm going to spray my MAC 242, use it wet and go into this sort of bronzy, almost olivey toned shadow for my lid shade, just to give it a bit of extra help. I think the mattes are definitely the star of this palette. I think some of the shimmers need a little bit of help to be where you want them to be. They're gorgeous shades, but they're obviously formula wise and just sort of punch wise, they can need a little bit of a finger or a wet application. But I mean, for the number of shadows you have in this palette and the price, I'm defo not complaining. So just put that bronzy shade all over my lid. And now using the same 242, I'm going to go into the shade next door, which is this lighter goldy shade. I'm going to add that to the front of the eye just to kind of brighten things up there a little bit and give me a nice blend into the darker bronze shade. Just going to open my eye up a little bit and just brighten everything up a bit. I haven't wetted this brush again, I've just wiped it off on a wipe, so it is still a little damp. Now I'm just going to go back in with my 225 denser blending brush and just kind of make a nice blend between the mattes and the shimmers. Okay, so now I'm just going to add a quick coat of my Maybelline Lash Sensational mascara, and then we'll move on to the skin. So for primer today, I'm going to be using my L'Oreal Age Perfect Creme de Teint. I actually reviewed this when it first came out, and they called it a BB cream. So I reviewed it as a BB cream and was like, what is it? There's no point to it, because it has like no coverage. But then someone, I think, who either works for them or works with the brand or something, told me it's supposed to be like an illuminator. So actually as a primer, this is quite nice because it gives you a really nice glowy smoothing base. So for a primer, give this one a go. It's really nice, but not if you're expecting it to be a BB cream and have any coverage. So for foundation today, I'm going to go in with my Maybelline Fit Me. This is a really good, affordable foundation. It's like £5. I mean, what do you want for £5? Not much. I didn't have high expectations, but it's a good foundation. It applies nicely. It has a lovely natural luminous finish. I think it's called matte and poreless, but it is definitely not matte. So I don't know how oily skinned folk would feel about this. I assume not good, because one, they've put matte on the packaging and I don't think it's matte at all. So I feel like you might feel a little bit tricked. And second of all, yeah, it is, to me, obviously I have that luminous base on underneath, but it is almost a dewy foundation on me. So for concealer, I'm going to be using my Revolution Conceal and Define in the shade C5. This is definitely my favourite affordable concealer that I've ever tried. Ooh, by some way. Got great coverage, really nice finish, not much creasing whatsoever, and it lasts really nicely as well. And now it comes in a bigger size and it has a better shade range. I'm going to set this down with my RCMA No colour powder, which I think is like the most expensive thing I've used. You do get a huge pot, so I think it's actually like better value than it appears to be. However, this is what happens. I put a little bit on my jar because this packaging is a nightmare, and now it's like, how am I going to get it back in? So I'm going to finish off the eyes by going back into my Soph palette, and I'm going to use that first shade we used in the transition underneath, and I'm going to mix a tiny bit of the cool brown that we also used and just join my lower lash line to the party, you know. So it's nice and smoked out, and joining the top lash line. Just literally tapping my brush in both those shades. And then I'm going to take my little bitty brush from Zoeva 238, and I'm going to go into this champagne shade right on the top for my inner corners. And a little bit on my brow arch. Okay, so I'm going to do my brows now using my Morphe brow cream, and this is in the shade Java. There we go. So I've put some of that in the cap, and I'm just going to use my Sigma winged liner brush to sort of just squidge it all up so it becomes a bit more of a thinner consistency. And I'm going to use this on my brow. I think when you're doing a full glam, it's nice to use a brow cream because it does give you that more polished look, so your brows kind of match like the rest of your face rather than being, you know, much more natural. Like if you use a brow pencil, they look a lot more natural than I guess the rest of your makeup if you've gone full glam. I hope you guys are going to enjoy my vlog. I'm going to put up my first ever vlog this week, and I'm really nervous about it because I included my family because I know how much you guys kind of wanted to see, you know, a bit of family life. And also, you know, I was kind of a bit like, if I'm going to do a vlog, there's just no point in me doing it if I'm not going to include my family, because honestly, like, what is my life if it's not my family? So yeah, I decided to include them. Just a little bit of a test, and just to see, obviously, if I'm not happy with the response and everything like that, then I will just take it down and I just will never do it again. But yeah, I just kind of thought, you know, I wanted to try a vlog and give it a go and see if I enjoyed it, see if you guys enjoyed it. I honestly just felt like there was just no point in doing a vlog without my family. Okay, so now I'm going to use my Morphe Brontour set in the shade Vlogger, and I'm going to use the Bronzey shade first, which is the lighter one, and this is kind of a like luminous bronzer. Definitely my favourite affordable bronzer that I've ever tried. I think this is amazing value. So because this look is all about being like bronzy and glowy, I'm going to do a little bit of a contour, make everything snatched. I'm just going to use the other side of this same set. This is my Morphe M104, and I'm just going to add that right at the high points. I think as well, because if I was going for this look on like a night out, I would definitely have something like, you know, my hair, do like a wet look, swept back hairdo or something like that. So I think it's really nice to add some depth, you know, at the top of your cheek, just to kind of really make yourself look snatched. I'm going to add a coat of Lash Sensational now, and I'm also going to do some mascara on my lower lashes, just using the same mascara but using the shorter bristles on my lower lashes. Starting to come together now, guys. So I'm now going to use my Wet n Wild Mega Glow highlighting powder in the shade Golden Flower Crown. Use that on my Sigma fan brush, and this is a really nice golden shade, which again works really nicely with like a bronzier makeup look. And I'm going to pack this on because I really want that wet look. I think a really good tip if you're looking for like really glowy skin is to add highlight at the front of your brow, because I think that catches the light really nicely. You just see as you just turn to the side, it just looks really glowy as it catches the light. And obviously when you're on like a night out, quite often there's lighting and, you know, lights above you when you're having dinner. And I like to go right up between the brows. So again, I think that just looks really pretty and luminous. I'm just gonna take a tiny bit of the contour shade out of my Brontour and just snatch the sides of my nose slightly, because I feel at the moment it's getting a bit lost on my face. For blush, I'm going to be using the L'Oreal Age Perfect blush in the shade Amber and my Dulce Colours blush brush. It's a perfect blush for this kind of look because it's not going to sort of argue with like the bronziness. It's just going to kind of give you a bit of a glow to the cheeks and a bit of colour in the cheeks. It's also going to really help like your highlight, bronzer, contour, everything marry together. So I tend to just sort of put it where I want it, and then when there's like really nothing left on the brush, blend it out. And I always apply quite a heavy blush, especially when going out of an evening, because by the time you've sprayed and by the time you've like given it a couple of hours to get to wherever you're going, your blush is always sort of settled in a little bit. So I always do quite a strong blush, because then it will like settle down to how you want it rather than disappear off your face. So I'm finished with my skin, so I'm just going to go in with my Wet n Wild Natural Finish Setting Spray. Give myself a good spritz. So for lips, I'm going to go in with my Max Factor Mauve Moment pencil. And then I'm going to use my Third Eye lipstick from Colourpop. And there you have it. That is the finished look. Really easy, much quicker than my other kind of festive party makeup look, and much more sort of toned down if you're just going to dinner, or if your, you know, works party is quite sort of quiet or smaller, or just a different vibe, then this would be a much more kind of appropriate makeup, I guess, or just less scary or daunting makeup if you kind of like something a bit more toned down. So here is the finished makeup look. I really hope you found this helpful, and if you guys are out partying, please let me know what makeup look you guys are going for this Christmas. I would love to know. Otherwise, I hope to see you in a future video. Take care for now. Bye 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 bye.